Hi, we're Frank and Connie Acosta from Praise Chapel, Boyle Heights. We've been together going on 10 years. We've been married going on 7 years. How did we meet?
Through my sister.
I was going to school with his sister, and pretty much I think we were both looking for love in all the wrong places, right?
Yeah. We're lost in our own little world, looking for something we were, looking for a companion, just looking for, I don't know, just looking for the wrong things in the wrong places, and, how we met.
Well, I mean, I really do believe that God brought us together for a reason, because it so happened that he was a backslider. I was a backslider. He was a backslider for what? How many years?
About 3 years.
I was a backslider for about 13 years. So when God, well, not when God brought us together, but when we came together, thinking we were gonna just, I don't know what. We thought we were just gonna mess around.
One night stand, basically.
Yeah, just that's all it was, and then.
That's all we wanted.
Pretty much.
That's all we wanted was just a one night stand, and one thing led to another, and we ended up being together, staying together, and it was a rough ride. It was a very rough ride because of my anger, my jealousy, just things that I dealt with that I didn't deal with, and I brought in from other relationships to here.
Well, the first 2 years that we were together, God was always putting someone in our path about, you guys need to go to church, God loves you, and this and that, Jesus this and Jesus that, and we really didn't want to hear it. We were like, no. We kept putting up a wall and just getting more resistant to people that would come and witness to us. So finally, we just surrendered one time. We just said, we made up our minds. We had enough of doing things our way, and God was so good that He put a church really, really close to us. We had no excuse not to go. We couldn't make it. Yeah, with all of our kids, and so we went that night to church, and it was, I believe, I don't remember the exact date, but it was March 2002. March 2002, we started going to this. Well, that's when we got saved. Another fellowship. We got saved, whatever. And I think we got married because we wanted to be right with God. We didn't want to bring, we didn't want to be in church and still go home and do whatever. We wanted to be right with God, just totally come clean and, start over and stuff. And that's pretty much where our trials began. Financially, we got hit. Anger became worse, and I was living in fear every day.
Yeah.
Well, what was the turning point for us?
I guess the turning point was separation.
Yeah, I love
being separated a couple of times.
Well, there was a point where I wasn't trusting the Lord with my marriage, with my husband. I wanted to just do everything. I wanted to not make him mad. I wanted not to give him a reason to go off, or I wanted everything to be perfect for him, and I chose to just leave twice. I took the kids and I left once, and then I came back. I said, what, he's doing it again, Lord. He's yelling at me. He's trying to hurt me. I'm leaving again. So that's what I did. I packed up myself and the kids, and we left again. And then finally, I came back again, because I'm like, okay, God, I'm just going to believe you and trust in you and stuff. And the last time, when we first came to Praise Chapel with Pastor John, it was going to be, I was really going through it because I wanted to leave him again. And then I finally made a decision that, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of letting the enemy win. I wasn't believing God. I wasn't trusting Him as much as I said I wanted to. I wasn't doing it. So I made a decision then to, no matter what happens, whatever God's going to do, through my husband or to my husband or whatever, or me, we got to do it together, and we can't let the enemy win. So I made a decision just to really fight and fight for my marriage, you know, because I was like, no, Lord, you know, you didn't bring us together for nothing. You know, it had to be for something. So it was really difficult, but we just want to thank God because through the first 5 years of our marriage, we went through, you know, we lost our house, he lost his job, our finances took a really big hit. We had to go live with family members, and it just added to whatever junk was already there that we weren't dealing with. So, was it March of 2006? 2006 or 7? Almost, well, it'll be 2 years this March, so it was 2006, right? No, 2007. 2007, after 5 years of living here and there, and, you know, 5 years of, you know, just, I mean, we weren't connecting as husband and wife. We weren't putting God first. We weren't believing and trusting God. God really moved in a powerful way because we went from all of us, and, you know, my husband, myself, and all of our kids in one room living in his sister's house. From that, you know, the Lord really moved and blessed us and opened up a door for us. Bad credit, you know, evictions. We were very limited on our finances, but he opened up a really tremendous door for us, and he blessed us with a very, you know, a very nice apartment. You know, there was plenty of room for the kids. There's, you know, I mean, it was more than what we could even dream of. It was so much more than that.
And that was all because we surrendered. We surrendered and stopped trying to do it on our own, and, you know, just let God have it. And once we let God have it, He moved. He moved, and He blessed us. He blessed us tremendously. Not only with the apartment, but He restored our marriage. Our marriage was restored. We're like friends, you know. We're like best friends now. You know, we can play, we can laugh together, and, you know, the jealousy is not there. You know, everything's just gotten so much better because we've trusted in God and let God have it.
Yeah, and right now it's like, I know those 5 years we suffered. I know there was 5 years that we were just so messed up, but it's there. But it's where we're at now. It's kind of like it never happened, you know. So I just really thank God. Thank God for everything He's done for us. Because He's been really, really so merciful and gracious to us. Thank God for everything He's done for us.